Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different, and honestly, I feel like it's going to be kind of special because I'm putting this out publicly on my birthday. I guess this is what 45 looks like. Absolutely crazy that we're here. Now, normally I would be hanging out with you guys on a live stream, maybe doing something a little bit of, a little lighthearted, but instead I really felt pulled to bring something a bit more serious to your attention because I care about this community and what I've been seeing from a company called Nueva that I've talked about on my channel. In my opinion, a growing concern that needs to be addressed here today. So if you've seen the hype lately about something called SLUPP 332, it's a peptide that supposedly mimics exercise and is being marketed as better than Ozempic or Metformin. Then yeah, you already know why we're talking about this. So if you want to help me celebrate today, here's my ask to you guys. Blow up the comments, share this with somebody who needs it, like the video, and not just because it's my birthday, but because this message really is important to get out to the masses, again, in my opinion. Now, they're calling this the god of peptides. They are, and when I say they, I mean Nueva, an MLM company, people involved or getting ready to be involved in a company that's in pre-launch or whatever. They're hyping up this compound. Again, it's called SLUPP 332. And they're referring to it as the god of peptides. They're saying it's exercise in a pill, that it's better than Ozempic. They're also making claims that it's like metformin, allegedly, but without side effects. And I will admit, all of that sounds super impressive, and that kind of language is meant, in my opinion, to catch your attention. But we have to ask the obvious questions. Who's making these claims? Where is the science to back any of it up? Is this even approved for human use? Because when I started digging into SLUPP 332, here's what I found. It's a synthetic compound developed as a pan-ERR agonist, meaning it stimulates certain receptors tied to energy metabolism, mitochondrial function, and oxidative processes. In mouse studies, it has shown some promising results: reduced fat mass, improved endurance, and increased mitochondrial density. All of that sounds really cool, but here's the thing. Every single study was done in mice. There are no human trials, no approved therapeutic uses, no established safety guidelines, yet somehow it's already being described like it's the next major breakthrough in metabolic health. And that's not how science or safety works. And let's talk about this exercise in a pill thing for a second. As a certified personal trainer through ACE and someone who is deeply involved in health and fitness, I can tell you right now, exercise isn't just about burning calories. Exercise is used to impact your cardiovascular health, your hormonal balance, your bone density, your insulin sensitivity, your brain chemistry, your sleep quality, and even your gut microbiome. There's no pill that is going to do all of that. If you're wondering, did she just say mice studies? Yes. In mice. SLUPP 332 appears to increase energy output and mimic some cellular effects of aerobic exercise, but let's be real. Humans are not mice, and human physiology is far more complex. Until we have actual studies in people, all these claims are pure speculation. If this compound truly does replicate even half of what movement does in the human body, pharmaceutical companies and research hospitals would be lining up for clinical trials. Instead, it's being claimed that it's going to be sold through an MLM channel and research-only supplement websites. Now, that's not innovation, that's a red flag, in my opinion. This part really gets under my skin. People are not only saying that this peptide mimics exercise, they're also comparing it to Ozempic and metformin. And let's start with Ozempic. It's a GLP-1 receptor agonist developed to treat type 2 diabetes. It helps regulate insulin, it slows gastric emptying, and it reduces appetite. It's gone through years of clinical trials, safety testing, FDA regulation, and is prescribed by licensed professionals who monitor side effects and the dosage. Now let's talk metformin. Metformin has been used since the 1950s. It's often the first line of treatment for people with insulin resistance or prediabetes. It's been studied for decades with known mechanisms, interactions, and even off-label research around longevity and inflammation. This peptide, SLUPP332, by contrast, has zero human data. It's labeled as research use only. It has no published safety profile and is being promoted through commission-based sales teams, or will be allegedly promoted through commission-based sales teams, not clinicians. And the idea that it's better than Ozempic or Metformin is even more misleading. In my opinion, it's potentially dangerous, especially for someone managing chronic illness who might be tempted to swap out a prescribed medication for something they bought through an MLM funnel. And let's be honest, let's call this exactly what this appears to be. Again, in my opinion, a sales pitch disguised as wellness coaching. Nueva is a multi-level marketing company, or potentially a multi-level marketing company once they open. That means that the people promoting this peptide, they're not scientists, they're not pharmacists, they're not clinical researchers, they are contracted workers that are selling a product and attempting to make a commission when you purchase their products. Some of them may genuinely believe in what they're saying, but the fact is, MLMs reward urgency, hype, duplication, and in my opinion, emotional and spiritual persuasion. That's how recruitment works. That's how team building works. And unfortunately, that's how misinformation spreads. When you put an unregulated compound in the hands of reps trained to cast vision and share their results, you open the door to a whole lot of biohacking buzzwords and zero accountability. That's not health. That's hustle culture. Birthday soapbox moment incoming. This matters to me because I don't want to see people waste their money, wreck their health potentially, or lose trust in their own intuition because somebody sold them something in a pretty bottle with a lot of hype. We've seen this over and over again in other MLM companies. Here's how you can protect yourself. Look for human data. Not mouse models or personal anecdotes that I know are going to be in those Facebook groups. Testimonials are not scientific evidence. Read the label. If it says not for human consumption, take that seriously. Ask who profits from the sale because financial incentive matters. Beware of comparisons to real medications. That's not just misleading. In my opinion, it's unethical. Don't mistake access for safety. Just because it's for sale does not mean that it's safe for you to consume. And please, you guys, talk to your doctor, not your coach, not your upline. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. And these are my final thoughts. Let's use our voices. This is where I'll leave you today. On my birthday, I don't want gifts. I don't want fluff. I want to use my platform to make people think. I want to use my platform to help people to ask questions or encourage them to ask questions, to feel empowered to protect themselves and others from being manipulated by marketing dressed up as medicine. Nueva might be positioning SLUPP332 as a miracle, but right now it's a mouse study in a capsule with no human safety data. And that should concern anyone who values science, safety, or ethics in health. If this helped you today, if you would do me a favor, like the video, share it with somebody who needs to hear it, and leave a comment with what you've seen or things that you're questioning about this, and let's have a conversation in the comment section. Let's build a community and continue to build a community that isn't just skeptical, but informed, compassionate, and loud when it matters the most. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you watching all the way through, and I'm sure that there's going to be some comments that say, happy birthday. I appreciate y'all so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.